Hot Springs Village Inside Out is a closer look at the greatness of Hot Springs Village, Arkansas, and the surrounding areas. People, places, experiences. Hot Springs Village, Arkansas is one of the most beautiful places on the earth. Join me, Randy Cantrell, and my co-host Dennis Simpson as we engage in weekly conversations to explore Hot Springs Village Inside Out. Today's show is brought to you by Central Arkansas's favorite radio station, KVRE. Find them on the dial at 92.9 FM. Stream them live at kvre.com.
And here we are today with a special episode with Miss Miranda. Miranda, how are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
Doing great indeed. You work with this place I've heard of. It's some little amusement park out on the highway, right? Magic Springs, yeah. Is that? Yeah.
Magic Springs Theme and Water Park. Yes, that's us.
So tell me more about that. What is Magic Springs?
Well, we are a theme and water park. We have lots of family attractions, as well as the thrill rides, and then several water slides, water parks, the wave pool, lazy river. We also do concerts and stuff like that in the summertime.
Yeah, my wife, Diane, you know her, right? Yeah. We were watching a show the other day that we had done, and she said, well, did you mention the fact they have great concerts at what is the name of the Timber? What's the name?
Yeah.
The what?
Timberwood Amphitheater.
The Timberwoods Amphitheater. And I was like, no, I forgot all about that. And then you mentioned right then the lazy river, which is a wonderful attraction. Randy, when are we going to get you going down the lazy river? I'm confused.
Yeah. I'm too lazy to hit the lazy river. Now, how old is Magic Springs?
Well, I think we reopened in 2000, so it's been under the new management. But before that, I believe we're getting up to like 40 something.
Yeah, it was like 1980 or something when they originally started it. Yeah. It was a little family group, and they struggled for a while, and then a corporation. Who owns it now?
Premier Parks, out of Oklahoma. Yeah. And do a wonderful job. I mean, and there's even some seasonal events. There's Magic Screams in the fall. Is that right? Yes, we're having that come back. It'll start October 1st.
So when's opening day?
We open May 7th. We'll be weekends only and theme park only. But then Memorial Day, the water park will open, and then we will be full swing 7 days a week.
When you say we, something tells me it takes a lot of we to do this.
It really does. Yes, absolutely.
How many we's do we have?
Oh, I couldn't even tell you. A lot.
Hundreds, I'm assuming.
Yes.
And this is where Miss Miranda comes in. Who do we need today, Miranda?
We need everyone to apply. Well, we're hiring for all of our positions, and all positions being food and beverage, the ride operator, our lifeguards, the front gate employees, park services. I know I'm missing a bunch, but so everyone
from lifeguard to security. So I guess what I'm trying to understand is the seasonality of this business. I mean, maybe 20 or 30 employees now, and then in the middle of the summer, I guess a couple of hundred. I wouldn't know. I mean, just everything from security guards to in between, right?
Right. Yes.
So now you've been going around trying to rustle up some folks to make applications, right?
Yes.
So where have you been going, and what's it look like?
We've gone to lots of high schools. We've gone to a few colleges, and basically we're just giving everyone information. We like to give a lot of the colleges some opportunity for internships if we have that available. We like to give all the high school students a starting point. They all need to start building a resume, and we're a good first job. And now we're headed to the village for the Coronado Center, trying to get some of maybe even the retired crowd that just wants to get out of the house.
Yeah. Well, and I've always heard one thing about the villagers: when they end up doing a job, they show up. Isn't that a great thing?
That's a great thing. That's our favorite thing.
Now, when is this event going to happen at the Coronado Center?
It will be April 5th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. We'll be in room 6.
Well, that's just around the corner. Yeah, we need to get ready for that. So April 5th, what was the time again?
10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
And what room again?
Room 6.
Room 6.
I was in room 6 yesterday doing a class, so I know exactly where room 6 is. Yeah, and so what kind of villagers? And I'm sure in there's a preconception in their mind that, well, I'm not going to be a lifeguard, so why would I apply or whatever? I mean, what could you see the village demographic doing, the 50, 60 plus crowd doing?
We have, depending on how much they want to be walking around the park, we have park services, which is, more or less cleaning up the park. We have cash control that handles a lot of the, registers and making up bags for those. The front gate always needs people. We love to have some people that are familiar with the park to sit in and answer the phone call questions and, let everyone in the park. Food and beverage, if they want to, work in a food stand or work maybe in a food stand down at the concert scene on Saturday nights, stuff like that.
Do people typically take like one role and that's their role that season? Or is there any kind of, you could do something one week and.
Typically we like to, they stay in their home department, but we do have several that kind of jump back and forth that just go as where needed.
Right. What is the indoctrination time? I mean, you clearly don't want people starting like the day before if you can help it.
Right.
So what's the lead time here? Because May 7th will be here before you know it.
I know. Well, right now we're doing our job.
I know that because it's my birthday.
Oh, is it?
Look at that.
Wow.
Yeah, it's the big one too.
We did.
We won't talk about that one.
So, but what I heard you say is that you're going to be here on the lazy river, right?
No, you didn't hear anything like that.
Yeah, well, on the opening day, come on, man.
You didn't hear anything like that. Okay, so what's the lead time again?
So, this time, especially April's, in like a week now,
right.
We'll do, orientation, all the hiring stuff, and then they start training, and then May come your birthday, we'll be ready to open, and they'll probably be on the schedule for that first weekend.
And the training, what does the training look like? So I get hired and I can expect what?
Department depending, obviously, but more or less, like for a cashier, cash handling training, stuff like that, especially for those that have never done it. But and if a ride operator or something, they have a couple day training on all of that. They do usually like a classroom training and then like in-park training.
Can people apply online or can they apply there at the Coronado Center? I'm assuming they can
apply online, or we will we'll have our tablets with us if they want to apply in person. We prefer to do it all online nowadays.
Right.
But we'll help them apply if they need help.
So would it be ideal if I wanted to come to apply before that event and then I could come down and see somebody in person?
It would be ideal, especially if you go online and look at our job postings that has descriptions of each job, so they can kind of go through and shop and see what they'd want to do.
Okay. And where would they go to do that?
Just magicsprings.com.
Well, I personally think that when they get to magicsprings.com and they start filling out the application, they need to tell them that they heard this on Hot Springs Village Inside Out.
Yes, we have a referral slot too.
Exactly.
Where you heard it.
So how many positions are you roughly looking for?
Overall, I'd say in the couple hundreds, but and then it's all department specific where it breaks down. But we have a lot of people that, this is a second job or a seasonal job, obviously, so they don't work full time. So we have a lot of people that just work what they can during the weeks of the summer.
Are there multiple shifts? How does the scheduling work? Does it work in shifts? Does it work on, you can't just work on people's availability. I guess you can on some people, but.
There again, it's also department specific. They have different needs, and they start so long before we open and then stay open after,
Right.
But for the most part, the hours are listed on the website, and forgive me, I can't remember them exactly.
Well, you're good.
It's more or less 11 a.m. to like 7 p.m.
The navigation on the website, if I go to magicsprings.com, is it going to be labeled jobs, careers? What is it?
It'll say jobs, and then it'll take you to our jobs page.
Okay.
And just because I'm curious, what's it like to work at an amusement park? Come on, it's got to be some fun, right?
It's really fun, yes. And I remember coming here when I was a teenager, and now it's just crazy to me that I'm like behind the scenes. It's like seeing, all of it all how the magic happens. It was, I never realized how many people worked here when I was a kid. I came here just about every weekend. My mom loved the concerts, so we were always here.
Well, what is and I know I'm throwing you one here. What's the concert schedule this year? Do you know?
Let's see,
I've seen a lot of contemporary Christian. I've seen a lot of country. I've seen Rick Springfield. I've seen.
It says we've got concerts every weekend between June 4th and Labor Day. So we'll have them on Saturday evenings, and they're all listed on the website too.
Well, and I know this is a gray generalization, but who's the ideal candidate? I mean, who's somebody that really, man, that would be a great fit
to work here?
Yeah.
I don't think we have one specific, area, because it takes so much to make it work. We obviously have always catered towards the high schoolers, the ones that are out of school for the summer, but we need the older, more mature crowd to help us, teach them how to work.
Yeah, it takes all types.
Yes.
There's a place for you and a place for me.
Mm-hmm.
Randy, I personally think you got a lifeguard written. I want to see you lose that beanie when the wave comes over.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the sun to come out and the heat to happen, man. I'm just still freezing. No, I'm the behind the scenes. He's the guy that needs to be. Y'all need a stage or something, That's where he belongs. I belong in the shadows. I need to be operating the spotlight, shining it on guys like him. That's my role.
Why do I get the impression there would be like a jester or something like, It's like,
yeah, it could be something like that. Okay, so what can people expect at the Coronado Center? So 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., room 6, April 5. It's Coronado Center.
Yes.
And what's going to happen?
And some of the managers will be out there to help answer any questions, do interviews, and help you do the application, answer any questions they might have. We'll have candy and some refreshments, but for the most part, it's, just an informative type visit.
So if I'm an older person and I come to you and I say, I've got some availability in the middle of the week, about 15 hours. I mean, if I get down to that, you're going to say what?
What are your interests? We have I want you to look at all the job descriptions and tell me where you'd be happiest. And then we'll see if that scheduling fits their department. And if we can make it work, then, you have to interview with that department before I don't have the final say.
Sure, of course.
They'd be more than willing to work with anyone.
Okay. And speaking of that, so I've got to fill out an application, obviously. What other hoops might I have to jump through before I get hired? Am I going to be drug screened?
Before hired, no. Once we hire you, we have, the background check and all the paperwork and all that kind of stuff to do afterward, and then orientation.
Right. Okay. Good.
But I was about to go where Randy was going, and that was, do I have to have a test or a health tech or a whatever, to work with the public? I just didn't know.
No, we do not require that.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
You just
Randy,
have to have reliable transportation to be there on time when you're supposed to be there.
That's preferred. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Randy, this is looking better and better for you, Randy. I can see a future for you. I really can.
It could be a whole new career. If I only lived in the village right now. I'm in Dallas, Fort Worth, so it would be a big commute for me.
It's only 6 hours. It would just take you
only 6.
Yeah, only.
No, it's fine,
and I'm assuming just by nature of the beast, there's a lot more hours available on the weekends. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially on Saturdays, depending on department, certain things stay open a little later for the concerts, like the food stands.
So what's the pay range? Where would it go from? It starts at and goes to?
We do have some supervisor positions open that would be a little bit higher, but for the most part, everything is $11, which is minimum wage right now.
Okay. So I'm getting a picture. Randy, is this making sense for you?
Yes. We need people to apply. So if you've just got a few hours a week.
With employment, you get a free season pass for yourself and 4 guest, friend tickets per month that you're employed.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know that part. That's different.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
adding
I can,
on to it.
yeah, I can see how this would be a
Well,
great
it would
idea.
be. It would be. I think it would be a great opportunity. I think for some mature folks to get out and mix and mingle. And like she said, I mean, we're big proponents here of passing it on.
Yeah,
And I
very
know
much.
that villagers. My sense is villagers by and large are into that, aren't they, Dennis?
Very much
You
so.
know,
Well,
so
you know, it was.
you can pass it on and earn a few dollars along the way.
I
And who
wanted
knows
to
what kind of
say.
stories you'll have to tell. By
Oh,
the
yeah,
time the
you,
season's over.
yeah. But
There's
no, I was
that.
just thinking, was it 2010 that we were one of the 1,000 points of light cities because of our volunteerism and so forth? So yeah, the
Really?
villages is replete with people who are happy to volunteer and happy to commit some time, much less be paid for it, and get free season passes. That would be a bonus. That would be a bonus indeed. Well, Randy, let's wrap it up real quick. Tell us again when this is, Randy, and what the times and dates.
April 5th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., room 6, the Coronado Center, magicsprings.com. Just go to the jobs navigation. Preferable to fill out the application online. Do that. Go to the Coronado Center, find something that you're interested in. Now, if I'm interested in a few different things, I don't necessarily have a preference, but there's 2 or 3 things. Is there a way that the application reflects that, or do I just pick one and go with it, and then when I come and talk to you guys?
Personally, we get a few people that apply for multiple things, and I prompted, well, it's you that's going to be coming to work here every day. What do you want to do?
So pick your priority is the instruction. Yes. All right. So pick what you're most interested in.
We want them to come to work and be happy. So we want them to be able to choose.
Well,
and Randy, you're going to have to determine if you look better in a Speedo or in like coveralls or a jumpsuit. Because I mean, you need to, right? No?
Yeah, poncho, full body poncho is what I need. So what haven't we covered that people really need to know?
I think we've covered it.
Reviewing her notes to make sure we didn't miss anything.
I am reviewing my notes.
Yeah, no, that's okay. That's okay. I'll listen. I think it's a great opportunity for people to, like I said, to pass it on and serve the public, and which for some of us can always be fun and enlightening. But I'm sure there's behind the scenes work if that's not your cup of tea.
Yeah,
support kind of stuff.
Definitely.
Yeah. Dennis, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking there's lots of opportunities.
You want to serve soft drinks or something, or?
Actually, I would, and I'm just serious. I mean, if it paid enough or whatever, I'd be happy to be on the tech team because I've been a soundboard runner since I was 14 years old. I could potentially run a spotlight if I had to, that kind of thing. But still, I mean, you run it, you work it, but you get a free concert too. And it's a lot of fun. It's a fun environment. I think that's what I'd like to express, that it's a place. I mean, heck, who knows? You could work with Miranda, right? Hello.
Work with me. Yeah. See, I give you orientation.
Okay. So the concerts, I can buy a ticket to just come to the concert, or do I need some kind of a pass, or is each concert kind of a one-off? I want to come and see the concert.
If you're not going to buy a season pass, yes, you can purchase just a day pass or a day ticket and see a concert. Yeah.
So I can see the concert and take advantage of the park.
Yes. If you purchase the day pass on the Saturday that the concert's taking place, it's good for all day.
Gotcha. But a season pass is a great deal. Saves a lot of money if you're going to come to all the concerts.
Yep.
And so that includes the water park and the amusement park and the amphitheater. Correct. For the Saturday night concerts, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty comprehensive.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It really is. And there's because it's an amphitheater, there's seating up front like you would at a normal concert. And then there's a great place to put your blanket and put up a couple of chairs and just sit with your family under a beautiful Saturday night under the stars and listen to a great concert.
Yes.
It's awesome. It's awesome. April 5th is, what day of the week is that?
I believe it's a Tuesday.
Okay. April 5th, Coronado Center, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., room 6. It's preferable that you go online to magicsprings.com, click on the jobs navigation, find what you would like to do, and apply for that particular thing. It's your life. You heard the woman say it. We want you to be happy.
And you're going to have fun.
How many employers want you to be happy?
Yeah.
Magic Springs, that's who.
Well, and like I say, just because you're working the show doesn't mean you can't enjoy the show.
We want you to have fun, yeah.
Yeah. And Randy, it's important to me and you probably get a good tan. That's just my guess. That's my guess.
Yeah, well, I'd have a big sombrero or something.
I might get a hat. I might just do that.
Cover my balding head. I think it's great. And I'm pleased that you're opening just for me on my birthday.
Just for you on your birthday, Randy.
Okay, so you open May 7th, but then the schedule goes full time when?
After Memorial Day.
Memorial Day, it's open 7 days a week, right?
Yes.
Wow. Well, I'll tell you what, Miranda, thanks for being with us today and with Magic Springs. For Hot Springs Village Inside Out, I'm Dennis Simpson. He's Randy Cantrell, and we will see you next time.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Hot Springs Village Inside Out, a podcast where Hot Springs Village, Arkansas is the star. Please subscribe to the podcast. You can do that by visiting our website, hsvinsideout.com, and tell a friend.